I was introduced to this organization 4 years ago when we did the Epic Climb, and Chelsea, who has epilepsy herself, went down to the bottom of the canyon and back up, didn't skip a beat. The great thing about this organization and what Chelsea and Diane do is that there is no government funding, there is no United Way funding. Everything is a donated dollar, and she's going to tell you about the things that they do because she knows it way better than I do. But hopefully this is third time's a charm for us, and Chelsea, take it away.
Thank you very much for having us. We were just here last time actually, and we spent the time talking about a lot of our kids and the challenges that they face and some of the success stories. And today we want to talk to you a little bit about what our day-to-day is like. So we deal with, like I said, a lot of children, and 69% of the children that we deal with have an identified comorbidity by the age of 3, meaning that they have an intellectual disability or some sort of other condition that is directly related to their epilepsy identified by the age of 3. And 47% of those kids are going to have a learning disability that will affect their schooling. So we spend a lot of time in the classrooms, in the schools, helping to develop safety plans and IEPs to make sure that they're successful in their school year. We've actually had some students who have been asked to leave school. We've had one student who was physically removed by police, not EMS, because it was misunderstood that he was having a seizure. So that's a regular occurrence for us to have to deal with. 50% of adults living with epilepsy report that they don't have a job or that they're permanently unable to work. We often have clients come to us because they've been wrongfully terminated from their jobs as a result of epilepsy. We've actually had an employer call our office and try to figure out what the proper way to fire their employee was who was living with epilepsy. So that is another common trend for us. And we work tirelessly to make sure that we get financial assistance for people living with epilepsy. So Ontario works in ODSP. However, our clients are routinely denied ODSP. Right now, if you look at the forms that I've given you guys, if you've had a chance to peruse it, it says that 20% of people living with epilepsy experience depression, although there's new studies that suggest that that number might be as high as 48% of people living with epilepsy. I would say that's the number one ask when people are coming to us, is they're looking for access to services, some sort of answer to help cope with their disease. And we also have a 74% shortage of medication, meaning that 74% of epilepsy medications that are available to people living with epilepsy are in shortage, no access to those medications. So we have worked to acquire those medications for our clients before they reach crisis, sometimes out of province, trying to find medications in Manitoba to bring into Ontario so that we don't have clients that are going without. So there's currently a 10 to 20 year wait on average from first seizure to appropriate treatment living with epilepsy. And I can attest to that. I was on the lower end of that, but it took me 10 years from my first seizure to being able to finally have some sort of seizure management. 1 in 100 people have epilepsy. It's not rare. Of those people, 1 in 1,000 will die from a seizure. And when epilepsy is unmanaged, that number goes to 1 in 150, which is a very, very big number. So we do all of these things right now with currently no local epilepsy care in Durham region, which is what we're really, really pushing towards right now. Diane and I have been able to acquire an epileptologist who is an epilepsy specialist who is eager and ready to work within Durham region. We've been working alongside different medical groups with Lakeridge Health and the Oshawa Clinic to try to make sure that we're moving forward. And we may have an operating epilepsy clinic locally in Durham region as early as December 2017. So that's the big push for us right now. That's what we're here to reach out to you guys for support, to help us bridge that medical gap, to make sure that our clients are seeing the best possible doctor as early as possible, and then being referred to us as early as possible. Because the interesting thing is that whenever we come to groups like this, our clients often become the clients of the other groups that are here. We have clients who are suffering from depression, we have clients who are living in poverty, and they have to access those services. So if we can get people to the doctor early enough, get them on the right medication, and then they're referred to us so that we can make sure that they don't have to get into a crisis situation, that we can get them financial assistance, that they don't need to go and do that. We're not about duplicating services, we just want to work together with the services that are in our community. And part of that means helping to lessen the burden of the other organizations. So thank you very much for having us here tonight.